Hello, this is Simerjeet Singh, and I'm back again with the Ask Simerjeet series, where our main intention is to answer your questions, with also the intention that your questions are also popping up in the minds of many other people out there. Keep sending your questions in. As before, the hashtag remains the same. It is hashtag Ask Simerjeet. The email ID remains the same, dubai@simerjeetsingh.com. Please share with us in your emails whether you want your names to be kept confidential and in what language you would like me to answer your question. And also, be mindful of the fact that I can answer your questions either through YouTube or on a Facebook Live video or on a LinkedIn post. So please make sure you're connected with us on all social media platforms. The first question that I would like to take up today has come from Priya Bhatia, who wants me to answer her question in English. And the question is divided into 3 parts. Sir, how to be the change in society? That's number 1. How do I add value to society? And how can one person start the change? And I think this is something that must be coming up in the mind of every youngster, every individual at some point or the other. Can I make a difference to the world around me? Am I powerful or am I a victim? Am I just a spectator or can I change things? Am I very different from the people who have changed things? Because sometimes we tend to put those people on a platform like gods. That person, whoever, created some social change or business change, whatever he or she did, I can't do it. And psychologists have a name for it. It's called the halo effect. Halo means we consider them supernatural. Like images of gods, they have this halo of light behind it. We consider them supernatural, and we consider that they are someone that we can't be. We can never be that. I want you to, number 1, Priya, dispel that notion. You are no different from any other person who has walked this earth. You have the same God-given consciousness. You have the same power to think. You have 2 hands, you have 2 feet, you have your thought processes. And by proper utilization of these resources, you too can make an impact on the world. And I will come into that very soon. But number 1, belief is the foundation of everything. For you to believe in the fact that you're no less than anybody, and for you to believe in the fact that you're not a victim. You're not just an observer, you're not powerless. You have power to change your mindset. And by virtue of that only, you're going to change somebody else's. So this is how the sequence works. You initiate the changes within yourself first. You be that example. You be that walking, talking, living message. And then you expect other people to follow it. What a lot of people fall into the trap is, I want to go out and change the world. How do I do it? Hey, have you worked on yourself or not? I think this motto comes from the Indian Army. Leadership is about 3 steps. Know the way, go the way, and show the way. The 3 steps are know the way, go the way, and show the way. The problem with a majority of people is they want to skip step number 2, which is the hardest. They want to know the way. Now, I've read a few books. I've listened to a few motivational speakers. I've read a few motivational books. I know the way. I know what is wrong with the world. I know how things should change. And now I will show others. And I'm going to skip step 2. And step 2 is I will go the way. And this is hardest. This is hard because you will not going to see any immediate results out of it. This is hard because you will feel lonely and you will feel stupid at times. Being the only one in a park full of thousands of people who are throwing litter everywhere, the only one who's walking up to the dustbin, you're going to feel stupid. You're going to feel, why bother? But right, you must walk the way. You must also go the way in order then to be in a position to show the way. You must understand this. I came across a beautiful piece of writing which I want to share with you here, Priya. And it is about the same thing that I'm talking about. This goes as an inscription on the tomb of an Anglican bishop in Westminster Abbey, who was buried, and on his tombstone this inscription is written. And this writing comes from Bob Schenefeld. This is what was written on the tombstone. When I was young and free, and my imagination had no limits, I dreamed of changing the world. When I was young and free, and my imagination had no limits, I dreamed of changing the world. As I grew older and wiser, I discovered the world would not change. So I shortened my sights somewhat and decided to change only my country. But my country too seemed immovable. as I grew into my twilight years, the later part of my life. In one last desperate attempt, I settled for changing my family, those who were closest to me. But alas, they would also have none of it. And now I realize as I lie on my deathbed, if only I had changed myself first, then by example, I might have changed my family. And from their inspiration and encouragement, I would then have been able to improve my country. And who knows, these are the words of a dying man, who knows, I might have even changed the world. So I think what I'm trying to say to you here, Priya, is very, very clear that any change process begins with you, but I'm also challenging any belief limitations that you might have that you cannot bring about change, okay? And the second part of this video, I will also share with you a very important tool, a very important mental process which you can use to concentrate your energy, to concentrate your skills, and then use them in a better way. And perhaps if you will read the success stories of people like Salu Marada Thimaka, Padma Shri Salu Marada Thimaka, people like Padma Shri Jadav Payang, these are people who started planting trees. If you look up their videos on YouTube, Padma Shri Salu Marada Thimaka was awarded this year, I think last year itself, for her. She could not have children, and she was, there was a lot of stigma around it in the village. And she decided to make her, to pour the love of her motherhood into planting trees. So she planted so many saplings, and now a whole road is full of beautiful, lush green trees over there. She did something, she initiated change. The same with the tree man of India, Jadav Payang, who again, he lived on a small island, and the geologist told him that due to soil erosion, your island is going to disappear. And he said, I'm not just going to sit and watch. And this is one quality of people who bring about change. They decide not to just sit and watch. They decide to do something about it. They're not merely spectators. They're change makers. They roll up their sleeves, they change gears, and they jump in. And they clean things and they make things better. So this man, Jadav Payang, which I also suggest you should look up his video also, decided to do something. He said, this island is my home, and I will not allow my home to just vanish. I'm going to do something about it. So where the geologists were predicting that his island is going to vanish, today there is a lush green forest, more than 1,000 acres. And people from across the world come and we want to see the success story of this man. Right? In the beginning, they will call you a fool, a crazy person. And then when you achieve something, they'll come and join you and take selfies with you. And then you'll get awards, and then you will appear in the newspapers. But in the beginning, nobody's going to believe in you. They will call you a fool, and then they'll come and join. And you have to understand. Another gentleman, another Indian example of a change maker that not many people know of is a gentleman called Dr. Venkatswamy, down in South India. He's passed away now. And he started a clinic called in Madurai, the clinic is called Aravind Eye Hospital. Aravind Eye Hospital, my friends, the world's largest number of cataract surgeries happen in that hospital. The largest number of cataract surgeries in the world happen in Aravind Eye Hospital. How did this start? By another gentleman who refused, Dr. V refused to accept the fact that they can't do anything about it, about the blindness in India, the needless blindness, he called it. He went to the US in 1970s, ordered a Big Mac burger, and he was observing how quickly the burger was made. There's a team of people working. Somebody's putting in the fries in the fryer, somebody else is doing something else, somebody's filling up the drink. And he said, if McDonald's can sell billions of burgers, why can't we do millions of eye surgeries in India? Do you see the thought process of these change makers? They look at something and they say, why not? This is again a driver of a change maker, is to ask the question, why not? Why can't we do it? हम क्यों नहीं ये कर सकते? Right? And they learn from anywhere possible. So Dr. V learned how to streamline a surgical process from McDonald's. He came back to India. He reinvented the entire process. The cost of eye surgeries came way down. And the result was millions of people who earlier did not have access to eye surgeries were now being able to access it. And he was a change maker. In part 2 of this video, Priya, I'll be sharing with you a very powerful mental model, which I personally use and I think is very effective to help you channelize your energy so you can make a more stronger impact on the world. Thank you for watching.